This is Bashar Hanna again from Prairiewood High School. We are continuing our program to increase awareness and producing these educational videos to our community. And our guest speaker today is Mrs. Penny Evans. Mrs. Evans is the career advisor at Prairiewood High School, and I would like to welcome her in this episode. Hi, Penny.
Hi, Bashar. Thank you very much for inviting me here today. I'm very excited about this program. I've been a careers advisor for over 10 years, and I hope that the information that I give is something that the audience can take away with them and get something out of it, and of course pass it on to their children and sit with their children, helping them as they make their post-school decisions.
Penny, many parents believe that the only way to a good career in this life is through university. From your experience, is that right?
A good career is not dependent on the institution that offers the post-school further education. A good career depends and is based on a whole lot of other things, which I'll be talking about today, like in answering your question, Bashar. So, with regards to the only way to a good career is through uni, I would have to say that it is not the only way. There are other ways that students in the past, I've seen over the 10 years, some have gone to uni, some have gone part way through uni, left, they've taken on a full-time job. Some have left uni and taken on some studies at TAFE or college. Others have gone to TAFE. They finished their TAFE, have gone to uni. Others have gone to full-time work after school and then gotten into their studies, be it like sort of TAFE or uni. Some have picked up apprenticeships and traineeships where the company trains you and you get qualifications across different areas. Then they've gone back to uni, like in their 30s. A good career, the only way to a good career is not only through university. I've seen too much to take this statement as it is. It's not the only way, it's just one way. And what that depends on, Bashar, is it depends mainly based on my experience on two things. The first one being on the student themselves, and the second one being what it is that they would like to become. So with regards to the first one, it depends on the student themselves. I start off by looking at their, first of all, their ability. You can't not start off with that. There's some students that have got a very strong ability in in mathematics. Others have got a strong, ability in the English language and, putting together poetry and stories. Others have got a very, very talented in their ability in the arts, in music, in the performing arts, in the, in woodwork, in construction, in economics, in the sciences. They love that exact sort of science, and in languages. So we need to look at, firstly, I look at the ability of the child, where their abilities lie. So after we've got, let's say, a whole lot of abilities, then some of them are, I guess, highlighted when we mix in their passion. Even though you've got the ability to do, let's say, for example, mathematics very, very well, you could do it with your eyes closed. It comes very natural to you. you may not have the passion. There's no passion behind doing mathematics. It's a very dry, you see it as, mathematics. Yeah, I can do it, but I don't really like it. Some students, on the other hand, do mathematics, and they do very well in mathematics because they love it. They love mathematics. They love getting one answer to a question, as compared to English, where you have to put forward your thoughts or your opinions and support it with writing. And so with regard to the ability of the student, which is where I start, once you start mixing in passion with it, then you're left with just a few things, because I believe for someone to have a good career, they need to mix in, of course, the ability, as well as some passion, because if there's no passion behind it, then it leads to an okay career. I just do it because I do it career, or I started my studies in it, but I don't know, miss, I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it. It didn't drive me. It didn't excite me. So once you have the ability and the passion, then that's the first step in establishing a good career, or to start to think about, like, what is it that I'd like to get into. Too many times we've seen students that have, put their hand up for, careers like, for example, engineering or medicine or law, but at the end of it, that they really didn't have the passion there for it. They could do it. They got great marks. Yes. Fantastic. Everyone celebrated. But deep down inside, they weren't really happy with it. And one story that I have to say here, I'm full of stories because I've got so many students that have shared their stories with me, is that one student actually finished their medical degree, and they were based in Canberra. And when they called when he called his parents to say, look, I've just sat for my last exam, this and that, whatever, he said Dad was like really proud of me, and said, like, so well done, son, I'm so proud. And he said, Miss, after I hung up the phone, I just sat there in the car and just sobbed. I sobbed and sobbed because it wasn't something that I really wanted to do. Like, I could do it, I had the ability, but I only did it for Dad. And my passion for it really isn't there. My passion is building things. My passion is to build bridges and to get into civil engineering. That's what I want to get into. And sure enough, what happened was that this student that I'm talking about changed their career, and they got into something, and now they're very successful. He's a very successful engineer working with a large multinational when he's in Sydney, and he's flying. He's doing very well. So ability and passion. So the first thing about a good career is not dependent on, like, sort of the university or doing a university course. You got to start off with where the ability and the passion lies for the student. The second thing is, it depends on what it is that they want to do, what it is that they want to become. Many students do, embark on careers that their family wants them to go on, that they've got expectations from their their mum and dad, and this is what you are going to become, and those that influences very heavily on the student in choosing to become someone that, I guess, others will be happy that they became, an architect, a lawyer, working in a bank and that, when their actual, that's not really what it is that they wanted to do. So we've heard a lot of stories and seen a lot of stories over the years, parents coming in with their children, talking, discussing, debating, arguing back and forth. The main ingredient for a good career is if the student chooses, leans on their ability in the subject, and leans also in their passion for it. So mixing their ability and their passion together, passion being a very necessary ingredient. And secondly, to really do some introspection and look at what it is that they want to do, that they want to become. I do an exercise with them, asking, what would you like to do? What does, I'll use me, what does Penny look like, in 10 years' time? Like, where is she? What is she doing? She's finished her studies. What is her day-to-day work like? Where is she in Australia? Is she overseas? Is she, and that way, that's one little exercise out of the many that has helped some students formulate, starting with where they want to be, and then working their way back and what steps do I need to take? Because that's a life I want. That's a life I want in 10 years' time. So how do I get there, miss? A good career does not necessarily come from going to university. It comes from a whole different range of other areas. And I guess success, which I always say, comes in a variety of different colours, shapes and sizes. There's no one true way to success for everyone. Everyone's got their own story. Everyone should be applauded. It's not easy leaving school and deciding what it is that you want to do and going through, further education and training and getting qualifications. It's hard. So let them be happy doing it. Let's encourage the next generation, to have a bit of passion in what they do and to be happy with what it is that they're doing. So I hope that answers a question with regards to, in order to have a good career, the only way is through uni. No, it's not. No, it's not. So, thank you, Bashar. I hope that answers that question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Benny, for this informative talk and for the wonderful information that you provided to the community.